Hey everybody, it's Adam Pratt at the Game Grid Arcade in West Valley City, Utah at the Valley Fair Mall. Been a little while since I did a review of one of the arcade games I have here, but sorry about the delay there, but hopefully I'll get some of those done here soon. Taking a look here at a unique arcade game based upon a series that some of you might be familiar with, Pitfall II, The Lost Caverns. This was on home game consoles such as the Atari 2600, Atari 5200, ColecoVision, and others. Probably best known for the Atari 2600 versions where you had the very first Pitfall, and of course Pitfall 2 there, presenting the run and jump platformer type game before Super Mario Brothers had redefined that whole genre. But this version of Pitfall 2 is unique from those home versions. It takes elements from them, blends them together with some other concepts of other games from that era, that like Spelunker, which was on Atari 8-bit consoles, and I believe the ColecoVision, maybe a little bit of Super Mario Brothers. This particular arcade version came out in 1985, but it was done by Sega, and so Sega's interpretation of the Pitfall series. But I mean, as you've probably already seen here, some of the elements that appear in the Pitfall 2 version on the Atari 2600, which is the one I'm more familiar with. But essentially it's a run and jump adventure game where you try and collect treasures running through these old ruins. One thing that people might not be used to is that there's no weapons. You can't jump on top of enemies to kill them. It's more avoiding them and getting around them, figuring out their patterns, and dealing with that while you try to get all the unique treasures. This also has, as you can see here, as it's cycling through these different unique areas. Pitfall 2 on the 2600 is more just one large cavern that you explored, and this one changes up the areas, and there's certain treasures that you collect that opens it up for you to start exploring some of the other ones. And of course, different experiences here, obviously inspired by movies like Indiana Jones, that have you going through the carts and whatnot. So very unique game, very challenging as well. The controls are the same as the game consoles, obviously just arcadified. You have two jump buttons, but they both do the same thing. It's just for people that prefer one hand over the other, and a gigantic joystick, which I mean, it's pretty straightforward what that does, left and right movement. But up and down, it's really only for going up and down ladders. And as you approach a ladder like this, what you want to do, like when you're coming from the left side, is do diagonal right, and then that's how you properly go down the ladder. I've seen some people, or I know I've done this when I first came across Pitfall, we just try and press down, but that doesn't work. You have to go at it diagonally. Anyways, I will attempt to play some here and hopefully not embarrass myself too much. This also has a timer on it that's brought back from the very first Pitfall, but it does have lives too, so that's one of the areas where it blended. Also, one thing that you can do here at the Game Grid Arcade, if you go to arcade.com, that's AURCADE.com, create an account there. Come in here to the Game Grid and let us know that you want to set a score, and we'll track your score, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a world record-breaking score or anything like that, just any score, and that can be tracked on your online profile there, and just a fun way to do some high score tracking. But also there's an arcade in Illinois called Galloping Ghost Arcade, which just got Pitfall 2 in, and they do this arcade score tracking system, and so we can kind of compete with people there, friendly competition of course, scores from the Game Grid and the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and just see how things go there. One thing on this game too that you have to get used to is sometimes you have to wait for the right moment. A lot of the time on these vines you have to wait for it to swing 3 times. course, this also has a kind of remixed version of the soundtrack from Pitfall II that some of you might be familiar with from the 2600, which I played an awful lot as a kid. Before Super Mario Brothers, it was Pitfall II for me. Also, in Pitfall 1, you could get hit by those logs, but in this one, you touch them, you die. And that's a good rule of thumb on these older games, is just assume that everything kills you, except for stuff like money. Wait a second, now the money. Alligators are back. Oh, crap. Apparently all water kills you too. Oh, come on. It's a great example of how not to play this game. How you get points in this one is different from other Pitfall games. You get it by collecting money, of course, which also adds to your time, but as you probably noticed, you get it by walking. When you jump, no points, but as long as you're walking on the ground, then increases your score. Frogs are back. The song will change if I manage to get past this first area. When you get down into these lower caverns here, music does change, so it's not the same thing the whole time. Caterpillars of Doom. It's always random where that money bag will appear from, so it's a little hard to judge. Guess that would have been a good time to jump. So that. Anyways, that's Pitfall 2, so it's here at the Game Grid Arcade if you ever want to check it out. So, put it in my store, whatever. But, yeah, so come and check it out. Very unique game, adventure, platform jumping game. So if you like Mario and you like a challenge, this could be a game for you.